How the heck are you, everybody? I am Fastidious. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Artifact Tier List number 4.
Quatchvo.
Today we are talking healers. I think at this point we know the drill. If you don't know what's going on here, I am doing a class-by-class artifact tier list, all leading up to a master official artifact tier list. So far we did fighters, then defenders, then mages. Today is healers. So without further ado, let's kick it off with numero uno. That is going to be the Bright Root Ring. And this kicks off the first of the 5 mythic artifacts in this class, in the healer class. And I will tell you, the best mythic artifacts we have. Not all of them are going to be super high rated, or I shouldn't even say that. They're all quality. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's no bad ones. Nothing is going to be below an A. Let's kick it off with the Bright Root Ring, which is the worst of the bunch. This is going to be at the back end of A, but A nonetheless. Let's read what it does. As always, I will include graphics of the description of what the specific artifact does at base promo, level 1, and max promo, 5-star promo at level 25. So at level 1, the Bright Root Ring, when HP is at maximum, increases heal effect by 30, and then when you max it out, when HP is at maximum, increases healing effect by 40. Plain as day, it's just heal effect. That's a great way to increase your healing, and it's a pretty big increase, right? There's a soft cap at 100, so effectively, as long as your HP is at maximum, the new soft cap is going to be 70 at base promo because you already get 30 from the artifact, and then moreover, if you have it max promo, it's going to go all the way up to 40. I will tell you, that extra 10, not that special, right? Just gets you 10 closer to that soft cap of 100. Pretty darn effective at base promo. That's probably why I'm bumping it up from what I think would have been the high end of B to A. I find this one super usable, especially mid and late game. Early through late game if you get it. Falls off in the end game, I would say. But just at base promo, just, I got to throw it on my healer. There you go. That'll do donkey, right? Totally fine. It's very simple. I would say of the mythics, it is the worst, but this goes to show you we've got a good crop of mythics here. I will also say there's a baby version of this that we'll get to later. Not as exciting, the Nephrite Folio. Moving on, pretty simple there. Let's go to the next, and that is going to be the Chalice of Youth. So speaking of baby artifacts, the Chalice of Youth is the baby version. When I say baby, it's like the legendary version of a mythic, and the mythic's always just straight up better. We saw this in fighters with a couple examples. Now we're going to have 2 examples in healers. So the Chalice of Youth, it's going straight in D, and I'll tell you why. Let me read you the descriptions, but by virtue of it being just a worse straight up version through and through, than another mythic artifact, even at this at max promo versus the mythic artifact version at base promo, it's just, you will outgrow it instantaneously. This is really just going to function as a placeholder artifact. I like to keep a copy of every legendary artifact in the game. The only exceptions are these baby artifacts. I just cleanse them right away. So when it comes to the fighters, we have Prey Slayer and Crest of Thunder. And then here in the healers, we've got Chalice of Youth. Later on, we're about to see Nephrite Folio. That is hard to say. Nephrite Folio. For me, they're auto cells. However, it's not going to get F, and you might have noticed I do have F today. That is because, in my opinion, the worst artifact in the game is in the healers. So I think all in all, we've got some great artifacts in healers, but you will see the first ever F on one of these tier lists because I actually just think like any other artifact is going to be more useful. I can think of two epic artifacts that are just straight up more useful. However, it's not this one. This one can stay in D, but it's super replaceable. Functional as a placeholder, but you will instantaneously outgrow it by the mid-game, later part of the mid-game. You're going to get something better. There is no doubt in my mind. So let me at least read what it does. At base promo, increases healing multiplier by 18% when healing a hero with less than 30% HP. And then at max promo, level 6, 5 stars of promotion, increases healing multiplier by 30% when healing a hero with less than 40% HP. So the healing threshold went up, or the HP that you have to have. It's a higher amount of HP on the target that you are healing. It's an easier threshold to meet. And of course, the healing multiplier increase went up. I will say healing multiplier increase, pretty strong. In most things, it's going to be straight up better than a heal effect, stat increase. But this isn't a bad artifact in itself, so maybe there's an argument for back and C. But again, and it probably would be B if it wasn't strictly outclassed by the mythic version we're going to see, and you will get it. Healer artifacts drop all the time, so there's no point in ever promoting this because you'll instantly outgrow it. And again, at max promotion, it is outclassed by the mythic version at base promotion, at level 1. Also with just stats, right? The mythic artifacts have way more stats. On to the next one, we've got Elysian. I don't know if you say Elysian or Elysian. I'm going to say Elysian. That sounds cooler. Elysian Epitaph. Now another mythic, and it's good once again. So this one I think causes some confusion because it says ST in the description, and I don't know why they just think people know that. It might seem obvious to you, but not to everybody. So here ST means single target. So this is very much an artifact for single target healers. Very often I do takeovers and I see this on a Sadie or an Eloin. That's not going to cut it. So I wish they wrote single target, or somewhere in the game it told you like explicitly that you're tutorialized that single target ST is the same thing. I know to some people it's obvious, but to some people it obviously is not obvious. So at base promotion, level 1 increases the healing effect that the hero does in its single target heals by 3% for every 1 allied unit present in the hero's range. This stacks up to 4 times, so it can go up to 12%. And this is really nice because the healing effect is multiplicatively increased by this boost. So whatever healing effect you built on your hero, let's just say it was 100, it's now going to go up by 12% if you reach the max kind of condition where you have 4 allies in range. And I do believe this includes the hero itself. So basically you just need 3 other allies in range. From my testing, that's what it looks like it seems to be. Pretty solid. And then if you look at the max one, now it gets really good. Increases the healing effect single target by 8% for every 1 allied unit present in range. Stacks up to 4 times. So now talking 32% increase. So think when you have higher amounts of heal effect that you've built on your hero, let's say you had like 80, this will give you like another 25. That will get you over the soft cap. This can be really nice, leading to powerful single target heals. Someone like Nasandai, or of course Eunomia, this could be a really strong artifact. Someone like Vortex, and it can help a lot in the healer codex, the destructive golem. We actually have that coming up from the time of filming this in just 2 days. So it's a really cool one. It's not world breaking because again, it has to do with heal effect, which has a soft cap. When it comes to the healer artifacts that will make it to S tier, they need to have some extra utility, not just improving healing. The same thing that makes an S tier healer hero, right? They need to do more than healing. All this does is improve healing, and especially because it has to do with just a soft cap kind of thing, it's not that thrilling. You know, I was planning on putting this above Bright Root. I think I still will, but I actually think they're a lot closer than I thought. Because the Bright Root, obviously, you need to make sure there's a condition that has to be met, that it is you're at maximum health, but it's a far bigger increase in most situations. I mean, unless you're at like a plus 100 heal effect that you've already built on your hero, but at that point, you've already hit the soft cap. But I do think this is probably easier to use, especially earlier on. I mean, it's kind of a wash. These are the 2 worst ones, if that's not obvious, of the 5 mythics. I think I'm going to put it right above because I do have seen immediate use for it on someone like Nasandai or Eunomia for the healer codex. But again, directly serviceable. But to be S like the other ones, the 2 that are going to make S, you need to have some extra special utility. So moving on now, let's go to our next mythic, Euphoric Orb. Straight to S here. There is an important thing to discuss, and you might be thinking Euphoric Orb, that's what you, the viewer, might have thought would be S+. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no S+ here, but this is decidedly S. There's something people need to know about Euphoric Orb that I see messed up all the time. Euphoric Orb is best in slot for a lot of content for a lot of healers because it gives a big attack speed boost. However, that only really happens at higher promotion. It's not supremely viable at low promotion, and let me explain why. So I'm going to read it to you at base promo and then max promo. At level 1, it's going to increase the speed of all allied heroes in range by 30 every 60 seconds, lasting for 10 seconds. So it's going to be on a 60-second minute interval, right? That's how it's going to cycle. 10 seconds, you'll get the boost, so 1/6 uptime. That's like not worth it at all. For only 30 attack speed, wouldn't you rather get stronger heals or something like that? Honestly, I know I would. Maybe it's content like Guild Boss where you'll just take anything because you don't even need stronger heals on your Hollow or something, or Vortex or whomever you're using. But honestly, that uptime is laughable. However, when you get this higher and higher and higher, it is so strong. If you get this to max promo, I have one max promo, it's amazing. Now you have 2/3 uptime. Everything else is the same, but it lasts for 40 seconds, not 10 seconds. So there's only 20 seconds of downtime during that minute as opposed to 50 seconds of downtime, and that's all the difference in the world. This is a 2/3 permanent buff, right? Super duper strong. And I'll tell you, this is the kind of artifact that really benefits from higher promotion. Because the way this goes up is it starts at 10, that's promo 0, then it's 15, 20, 25, 30, so at promo 4, it's 30, and then it jumps all the way to 40, I'm talking seconds here. It lasts all the way 40 seconds at promo 5. Huge jump, huge payoff. If you can max promo this, it's awesome. I would say to make it viable, ideally you're going to want promo 4 or promo 5. At the very least, you're going to want it promo 2 to get it to 20 seconds, so at least you have like 1/3 uptime. All in all though, super strong, and when you do get it promoted, it is excellent. There's nothing game-breaking busted about it though. I mean, it is only 30 increased attack speed at the end of the day, so it doesn't earn an S+. It's not in the realm of, like a wailing skull for a fighter that can just totally change the hero. That being said, best in slot for a lot of things. On to the next one, and that is going to be the Golden Scarab, our next and final S. Golden Scarab, freaking great, man. So good. I actually do not know. You know what? I'm going to do it. I think it's better. I really do. I do think it's better for a lot of healers, and I think it has more versatility than the Euphoric Orb. I really love it. I think people think less of it because they're constantly comparing it for Dolores specifically with a Keen Wisdom. And that's a nice comparison for one niche specific case with one hero. However, this works on so many heroes. So let me read what it does at level 1 and level 25, and then we'll get into it. Attack increases by 5%, rage regen increases by 25%. That stays exactly the same. And then we've got attack increases by 5%, rage regen increases by 50%. So even at base promo, an extra 25% rage regen, huge, right? You want your healers, in almost every situation, you want your healers going very fast, so they're going to get lots of rage regen based off of attack, which is then scaling extra with rage regen percentage. You want your healers healing all the time, and their heals are their basic attacks most of the time, and then you want their ult coming up as fast as possible. The rage regen is just amazing. It's amazing to have. 50% rage regen makes your build so much easier. You're going to want your holo eventually with, I'm thinking guild boss here, you're going to want your holo with 100% rage regen because there's another soft cap there. You're halfway there with this thing at max promo. On top of that, 5% attack increase, there's like an extra little thing, right? That is cool. That's going to boost the healing in its own right. But it's really that rage regen increase that's so viable. And honestly, for almost every single piece of content, and you heard it here first, man, unless you're really right on the brink and you need that last touch of DPS, and even still, in certain circumstances, I do think this is best in slot on Dolores, even at base promo over a Keen Wisdom. Do you get a big attack boost from Keen Wisdom? Absolutely. But a lot of times, the biggest boost Dolores can give you is by ulting more frequently. And it's really hard early on, mid-game, late game, to build your Dolores with a ton of attack, attack bonus all on the right side with flat attack, and pick up all the rage regen you need. And you're going to want a decent amount because a lot more rage regen on her is going to lead to a lot more ults, a lot more inspiration uptime, right? Certainly if you're running like an Infernal Rage comp or some kind of comp with Laurel where you've got very high uptime on Dolores' ult, then I would go Keen Wisdom. Assuming you don't have this at like very high promo, then it's kind of a wash, and then I probably still would go this. But base promo this is still insanely viable on Dolores for like Gear Raid 3 or Gear Raid 1, where it might not come down to the extra 200 attack, but it could come down to the extra Dolores ult. I hope that all made sense, really getting to the nitty-gritty there, but this is just supremely strong. So aside from Dolores, this is amazing, not just on other attack-based healers that you want ulting all the time, like Eunomia or Nasandai, or of course, Eluin, something like that, Hollow, but it's also really strong on healers that don't even need attack. At the end of the day, it's only 5% increase in attack, but the rage regen's awesome. The rest on your Vortex, if you need him putting up shields more often, if you have this max out, another 50% rage regen, who cares about the 5% attack that's not going to help him? 50% rage regen, I find this super viable, super versatile, super darn good. This is my favorite. It's new and I love it. I think people need to zoom their perspective out a bit more from just being hyper Dolores focused. And then of course, if this is max promo, even with the 5% increase with Dolores versus the 16% from Keen Wisdom, when you get those super high base attack additions from this being a max out mythic artifact, it's kind of a wash. Get the rage regen. Enjoy yourself, baby. So now to our second baby artifact, the Nephrite Folio. So this is the baby version of the Bright Root Ring, the very first artifact we covered, and it is half as good. It's just half as good. It's just not good. What do you want me to say? It starts with at base promo when HP is at maximum, increases heal effect by 15, and then at max promo when HP is at maximum, increases heal effect by 20. Compare that to the base promo. The base promo of Bright Root Ring starts at 30, already has higher base stats. That is twice as good as base promo of this, and still 10 heal effect better than this thing maxed out. I mean, this is the baby version of all baby versions. This thing is so shockingly replaceable. It is crazy. This is going below. This is straight up D. This is one of the ultimate insta-sells. You just got to get your hands on 1 or 2 Bright Root Rings and you never have to think about these things again. And even still, so many of these other good legendaries completely outclass it. That is straight in D. Look at that. No Bs, no Cs. We've got a chasm forming, folks. We've got a chasm. On to the next, we've got Nineveh's Mercy. This one is pretty meh. It's like super usable early and mid game, but you will outgrow it. Just get your hands on any of these mythic ones and keep in mind from anecdotally, I don't have the stats to prove it. The mythic healer artifacts, certainly the ones that aren't Golden Scarab and Euphoric Orb, so Elysian Epitaph, Bright Root Ring, and Taya's Balm, which we'll get to later. They seem to drop all the time. So you just outgrow these legendary runs really, really quickly. This one is fine. So Nineveh's at base promo, level 1, when entering the field, increases healing effect by 10. Fine. I mean, so soft cap now becomes 90, right? You're 10 of the way there. And then if you max the thing the whole way out, you're getting 1 extra heal effect per promotion. You get all the way up to 15. So now it's 85 as your new soft cap once you take this into account. It's like so whatever. The reason I do kind of like it is it's just when entering the field, you get this. And there's no special condition. There's no nothing to worry about. I think for that reason, it is a C, but it's the very end of the C. But you can see how it's a lot more usable than this. And if you get your hands on this early game, it's like, hey, a free 10 heal effect. Why not, right? I think there is a loose viability there. Now we have got the Oneiric band. That is hard to say. What is it? If anyone knows what Oneiric means, let me know in the comments. So at base promo, when the ultimate is triggered, increases attack by 8%. And attack speed by 40 for 10 seconds. Now, this is a weird one. This is one of the newer legendary artifacts in the game. All 3 of those numbers I just read are going to change by the time you get it to max promo. So there it was, increases attack by 8%, attack speed by 40, lasts for 10 seconds. Now, at max promo, when the ultimate is triggered, increases attack by 10%, so that is up by 2%, and attack speed by 60, up from 40, so that's up 20, and that's going to last for 15 seconds, up from 10 seconds, so an extra 5 seconds. So to recap, we had attack up by 8%, attack speed up by 40, lasting for 10 seconds. Now it's attack up by 10%, attack speed up by 60, lasting for 15 seconds. I do like this one because a lot of cool stuff is happening. I actually find this one to be really, really viable, on someone that you want to be like a super speedy attack-based healer. Like I'm thinking Nasandai or Eunomia. It is nice, and if you have someone that's ulting a lot, like those heroes, it can work really well. I mean, I'm saying like those heroes because you're building them rapidly, hopefully, with some raid regen. By the time you reach like endgame, they don't have the cheapest ults in the world, but it is nice. I mean, it's straightforward, it's nice. You're gonna want to get promos into it. It gets way, way, way stronger as you promote it. I do have one I'm working on for max promo, and I am gonna test it out in just 2 days in the Healer Codex, so I'll let you guys know. This one I think is super promising, super nice. I've played with it a little bit. I've got it at promo 3 right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. You definitely want to max it out, but viable. We've got tons of attack-based healers. This is one that, you can get early. You can already start promoting it, and I do see it lasting into the end game. For that reason, I'm going to put it in B. The reason I'm not going to put it higher than B is because none of these boosts are so wild, right? The attack boost, it's 5% more than Golden Scarab. That's better. If you just want an attack boost, just grab your Keen Wisdom. Mitch, you can flash that again. We'll see how many times we flash that in all these videos. I mean, guys, it's Keen Wisdom, baby. What more do you want from me? I mean, it's just too good. But the attack speed is really nice, and we're talking 60 attack speed. That's really good. Combine that with like an Asande or who's already giving an attack speed boost to allies, including themselves. It's really good. And then when it lasts for 15 seconds, when it's at max promo, I really like it. I almost would consider putting this at the back end of A. The reason I'm not going to is because I feel like if you're going to invest in artifacts later on, and this might change as I test more, these lists will evolve, I think you're going to want the base stats. And the mythic artifacts just have such high HP and attack base stats. When you get into really hard things, like the hardest thing for a healer, like Nightmare Void Rift, or especially the Healer Codex, the Destructive Golem, you also need a nice chunk of HP on your heroes. A great way to get HP on an attack-based healer, because you already want to be building attack on them, is to get the huge, at whatever it is, 3,200 flat HP that you get from the base stat donation of a maxed out mythic artifact. I mean, for that reason, I don't think I will be putting any legendaries, except for one really good one, higher than B. But this is a really nice one, and I really do like it. So, moving right along to Radiant Lantern, increases AoE healing effect by 3 for every 1 allied unit in range, stacking up to 4 times. So if you have 4 units in range, this is kind of, I'll just say it right now, this is kind of the AoE version of like the Elysian Epitaph, but in legendary form. So for every 1 allied unit in range, stacking up to 4 times 3 additional heal effects. So at base form, it goes up to 12. The only thing that changes here is the AoE heal effect now can go to 8 per allied unit in range, again, up to 4 times. So now we're talking 32. It really is just apples to apples, the legendary version of the Elysian Epitaph, and then having to do with AoE healing as opposed to single target healing. It's pretty cool. I don't know. It's not that much heal effect, 32. This is just flat heal effect. There is no percentage kind of thing going on here. All in all, it's solid. I actually would say the flat thing does make it better, right? Because if these were percentages, you would have to be over 100 for the percentage to be more valuable than just the flat thing. That is something worth noting. I think it's viable. I think it's fine. I think you'll outgrow it, but it's not bad at all. This is going to go in C, above Nineveh's Mercy. It's completely adequate for an AoE healer. Now we've got one of the trashiest artifacts in the game, and that is going to be the Sacred Amber. And this one, you're not misreading it. I will not be misreading it as I tell you. It blew my mind. I even tested it again today to make sure I was right. It is how it reads, and it is terrible. So, at base promo, increases healing effect by 20. Additionally, in addition, what do we get? For each ally in range, reduces heal effect by 5. So if you've got 5 allies in range, you've got no benefit from this thing. You just got flat stats on a random artifact. That is trash. Then at max promo, the increase of heal effect goes all the way up to 40. However, additionally, for each ally in range, reduces healing effect now by 10. And that includes this hero. If you've got 4 allies in range, again, you just got an artifact with no benefit and just stats, right? Because if 4 guys in range, you've completely reduced that 40. I did test it. It is a penalty. I thought maybe they meant additionally it adds. No, additionally it reduces, it taketh. It's not good. You know, I was on stream earlier and we were chatting about this when I was testing it, and people were saying, oh, maybe it could be really good for Ezreal because you set it up so he has no one in range. So maybe that would be a case where you don't count yourself as an allied hero. I really don't know. But that's like so niche. So it's like this weird thing where you're hiding your Ezreal in a corner. Nobody puts Ezreal in the corner, I guess. I don't know, man. It's just terrible. Because it is still stats and it can still be a benefit as long as you can make sure you have like 3 or less allies in the range. It doesn't make it unusable. It does not then earn an F, but boy, oh boy, nothing's going lower than this in D. The Sacred Amber, which, let's be honest, sounds like a stripper name. It is terrible, dude. It is just bogusly terrible. I mean, what a crazy penalty on this thing. If someone can find a cool niche use, let me know. But think about it, even at the max situation, it's only 40 heal effect. I mean, it's such a bad artifact. It's just so terrible. It's one of the worst in the whole game. Now we've got the North's Glory, thank God. This is a very good artifact. So, healing a unit to full HP has a 20% chance of granting them a shield equal to 20% of its max HP for 10 seconds. The effect can only be triggered 1 time every 5 seconds. Then, at level 25 at max promo, healing a unit to full HP has a 40% chance of granting them a shield equal to 30% of its max HP for 10 seconds. The effect can only be triggered 1 time every 5 seconds. So the two things that change there, the chance of this occurring increases, it doubles from 20% to 40%, and the strength of the shield goes up by 50%. It goes from 20% to 30%. All in all, I really do like this one. If you don't have a Vortex and you get shields out, or you just want extra survivability and you want a healer that isn't Vortex or Gwen or Camille or someone that puts out shields to put out shields, this one's great. I think it is very, very solidly in B. Hard to say if I'd put it above or below Oneiric Band, but I think I'll put it right above it. I actually have this maxed out on my account. I've found good usability for it. I think you are going to want it promoted because 20% chance, not so great. 40% if you're healing enough and you're in a situation where you've got a good healer and he's healing to max or she's healing to max or they're healing to max a lot. I mean, pretty cool to proc shields, especially if it's not a hero that normally does shields. Like imagine your Nasandai is just shooting out shields left and right. I really do like it. I think it's really solid. Again, it's going to be hard for me to put any legendaries except for the best one, I think, above B. Let's go next now to the Watchguard's Fortune, and there we go, the reason for F. This is the worst artifact in the game for a few reasons. It is just shockingly terrible. Let me tell you about it. This is so bad. Oh my God, I hate this one. This one you can just sell off your account, man. Or maybe save 1 copy, because if they were going to buff an artifact, I sure hope it'd be this one. I do think this is the worst artifact in the game. So at level 1 base promo, each basic attack launched has a chance equal to 10% of crit rate to trigger 1 additional heal. Then at max promo, level 22 to 25, when you got 5 stars of promotion in it, each basic attack launched has a chance equal to 20% of crit rate to trigger 1 additional heal. So all that's changing here is you're getting a chance to get an extra heal, and that scales off of crit rate. So you might be thinking, oh, I didn't know crit rate affected your healers. It doesn't, dude. So people always ask me, does crit affect healers? And because of this stupid artifact, maybe that's why I'm putting in F. Because of this stupid artifact, I have to say no, except for this one terrible legendary artifact that you should never use. This is the only thing that ever has to do currently in the game. Maybe it'll be added in the future. This is the only thing that has anything to do with crit rate and healing. And it's just one stupid condition. And even still, it's terrible. You would need 100% crit on your healer just to trigger these chances for extra basic heals and them to be anything significant. So if you had 100% crit rate, you're talking about a 10% chance per heal for an extra heal. I mean, that's the weirdest RNG. Who cares about that? And then when you've got it maxed out, 20%, I guess maybe maxed out if you had a super fast healer and you just, I don't know, want to keep rolling the dice, or it's a way maybe kind of how you'd use the Watchguard's Wisdom, or something on a fighter just to build up some more rage. All in all, though, it's just you're not building crit rate on your healers. I guess if somehow you built an amazing healer build and then accidentally you realize, wow, this healer has 80% crit rate. I don't see that happening. But if that did, yeah, maybe you throw this on, and now if it's max promo, which it never should be because you should just burn all of these, maybe save the one copy in case it gets buffed, you're still talking a 16% chance. All in all, I just think it's terrible. Also, the way this reads, right? It doesn't say trigger another basic attack. It says trigger another additional heal. I'm pretty sure it's not even counting as another basic attack, and you're not building rage regen attacked from it. I just think it's so bad. This is the F, baby. We wanted an F, we got it, man. I do think this is as bad as it gets in this game. This is trash-olina. All right, 2 left here, home stretch. Now we've got the Tumultuous Horn. You guys probably would have guessed it. This is the best legendary artifact in the game. It's simple, it's beautiful, it's used endgame, it's used to progress you into the endgame. Through the mid-game, late game, there's a million little ways to use it on your Autumn, on your Leia, on your Hollow. It's just viable as hell. I almost want to put it on the back end of S, and you know what? I was going to put it on the top of A. F it, dude. I love this artifact. It's so simple, it's so clean, and it's so powerful. So what does it do? Base promo level 1, increases initial rage by 25% when deployed. So upon deployment, whatever your initial rage was going to be, your bar goes up another 25%. That is based off of the whole rage of the bar, not where you start, right? So if you've got your Autumn maxed up, that's her 800 cost ult, she gets 400 initial rage cost on deployment. So she has 400 out of 800. This is 25% of the whole 800, not the 400 remaining. So you're getting another 200. So now she only has 200 to go. However, if this thing is max, it now increases initial rage by 50% when deployed. So Autumn is an insta-ult. Leia similarly becomes an insta-ult. Think about the way the best players in the world use Leia for the guild boss. They've got a maxed out Tumultuous Horn on her. I think that's probably what makes this S for me. It's already amazing. I use it on Autumn basically everywhere. You guys know Autumn is my favorite hero. It can be really good if you just need a quick ult on like Hollow. I know a lot of people do that. Anyone with a good utility skill or a nice buffing skill that you need to get an ult out on, you can think Dolores and Gear Raid 2. I've done that many a times for people on takeovers. That's a cool thing to do. But at the end of the day, what makes it an S, maybe it would have been an S anyway, but what makes it an S, the way you can use it on Leia, because you can keep redeploying her with the Infernal Rage Laurel cycling, and you just get insta-ults with Leia whenever you need them. I think that really makes this an S. So good! And we'll wrap it up with a nice, simple mythic, our final mythic, and it's really solid. Nothing too confusing here. It is going to be Taya's Balm. What does it do? Well, at base promo, level 1, increases healing multiplier by 30% when healing a hero with less than 30% HP. Then at max promo, increases healing multiplier by 50% when healing a hero with less than 40% HP. So this is just the turbocharged, Big Daddy version of the Chalice of Youth. The Chalice of Youth being the better of the two babies, but still trash because this one is just so much better. I mean, having this maxed out and a 50% boost to healing multiplier, that is not heal effect. There is no cap on your healing multiplier. Healing multiplier is not shared in game. It's an innate trait that the healers have, kind of like rage regen based off attack or attacked, little things like that the game just loves to hide from us. But I'll tell you, that's the source of all the healing. Just multiplicatively increasing that by 1.5x. It's just lovely. This one is so, so strong. It would get S if it did anything else besides just be amazing healing, but all it is amazing healing. So it's going on the very top of A. I will say I find this thing clutch as hell. I've used it a lot, like on Vortex, for example, when he's kind of tanking the hits in Gear Raid 2. He's drawing all the aggro to himself. He's about to die, but then this triggers because he drops under 30 or drops under 40, depending on how promoted you have it. And then the heals go way up because the healing multiplier just zooms. And he saves himself, and then he survives just long enough for your Virna, or your Boreas, or your Comet, or your Maul, or your Hotsit to wipe out all the enemies. GG's in the chat, right? This one is just beautiful. It's clean. It's simple. I love the condition on it because it triggers when you need it most, right? It's like, oh no, your ally's about to die. Big heal time. All in all, I'm very happy with how this tier list shook out. You can see, I do think this is the strongest class in the game for artifacts. We've got a nice variance of quality. We have the worst artifact in the game. We have 3 S tier ones. All of the mythics are good in my opinion. They're all viable. Very happy with it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, that's going to be it for class artifact tier list number 4. These things take me like 6 hours each. You can ask anyone who's watched me do it on stream. I can't even tell you. So thumbs up it if you like it. Let me know in the comments. You can see I tried to improve the sharpening of the images. I think it looks a lot better now. People said the orange and red look too similar, so I added an orange overlay filter on the legendaries, a red overlay filter on the mythics. I worked so hard on this. Like, I'm going to come out of this having done these 5 class ones. I'm not joking. It will be over 25 hours to 30 hours of work. And then I still have to do the epics, and then I have to do my master tier list. So I really hope you like it. And if you don't, just tell me so I can make the last one, the marksman, as good as possible. I've been Fastidious. Thank you so much to my editor, Mitchell, who is really in for one. The amount of flubs I had filming this is incredible. So thank you, Mitchell. Guys, thank you for watching. Get in the comments, like it, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it with your mother. I know your mom likes healer artifacts. Every mother likes healer artifacts. That's true. I'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.